You know, we're so back when I bring out the space buns. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about growth, and yes, it's supposed to be uncomfortable. So if you are uncomfortable right now, this video is for you. When you make a decision towards someone you want to be or towards something you want to do, it is going to be uncomfortable at first. What you're going to notice is that a lot of people are not going to exactly fit into your new life the way that they fit into your old life. You're going to embark on this new journey, and you're going to realize that a lot of people aren't eye to eye with the way that you view your future. Maybe they have things to say about you. Maybe they have things to say about your specific goals. Maybe they are discouraging. Maybe they are just not providing you with the words of comfort or the words of encouragement that you were expecting to hear from them. And that's completely okay. Sometimes you're just simply meant for higher and greater things. And I know that that sounds like spiritual and just kind of like outer worldly, but what that really means is that when you really have a desire that you want to do something, you want to be something, you want to be someone, that means that it is meant for you. What you want is you want the world around you to become this feedback echo chamber where you're projecting out into the world, this is who I am now, and you want the world to kind of bounce that back towards you to confirm you really are this person that you want to be. And this is why we go through a period of discomfort when we are doing this sort of transformation or we're doing this sort of growth. So as humans, we have this conscious part of our brains where we get to have thoughts and decisions, and we get to create this personalized version of who we are and who we want to be. And that's what allows us to create goals and move towards those goals in whatever way that you want to do that. The way that this really works in actuality is that you create this narrative or this story of who I'm going to be. And you have to become so familiar with this internal version of you. You have to really convince yourself that you are who you want to be in this current moment. And then it's going to be reflected on the outside. Side note, this lighting is so pretty. Oh my gosh. The universe literally sent me to record this message right now. Oh my god! I dropped my phone for the first time. I have notes. I need those. Okay. For example, let's say that you are in class and you find someone to be really snarky and annoying and just kind of like stuck up. That is your first impression of them. Let's say later you and your friends go to get food and this person shows up in the friend group. You already have this preconceived notion of who they are and how they're going to show up. And so you're going to keep perpetuating this story of this person's really stuck up, this person's really obnoxious. And over time, as you continue to interact with this person and keep this story in your mind, they're going to keep showing up this way. However, if one day you decide, hey, actually, this person is like in my friend group and I really want to get along with them. In that moment, you decide, I'm going to get along with this person. You are now creating a new story to surround this new identity around this person. Let's say your decision right now is that this person is neutral. You can hang out with them. You don't know if you have anything in common, but you don't want to be bothered by their presence. You start to tell yourself that their jokes are just jokes. Like, they don't really bother you anymore. Their statements are coming from a place of neutrality instead of malintent. Once you start to continue to tell yourself these stories, eventually your inside world is going to become convinced. You're basically convincing your mind that this person is neutral to you. And one day, without even noticing, you're not going to have to force these stories upon yourself. That's just going to become true. That's going to become something that you believe. And if you want to keep seeing this person in a better light, no pun intended, you're going to slowly but steadily start to create better stories for them. And this can be done to literally anything in your life. The idea here is that you need to change internally for your external world to change. I think the hardest part of all of this is that people get stuck when they become uncomfortable. And you have to really become comfortable in the uncomfortable. You really have to put your head down and put in the work to choose who you want to be and keep choosing until the outer world or the outer reality catches up with what you are saying. It's uncomfortable. It's highly uncomfortable. Your body feels so much discomfort sometimes that, like, I understand why it's tempting that you don't want to go through with this. If you start to outgrow friendships and you feel the need to start cutting people out, you should do what's going to be best for your future self. Because in terms of energy, you're aligning yourself with a different energy than you previously held. Once you make a decision, your energy already shifts. You are already embodying someone new. Like I explained earlier, you need to allow the process of the outer world to adjust to that. And so people aren't going to change right away. If you recognize that people are just not aligning with your energy, or they're just dragging you down and it's just pulling you back down, you can completely let people go. Keep in mind that as you are becoming this newer version of yourself, people who align with your energy more will become attracted to you. So don't be worried that you're going to be friendless and lonely. You will find people that match you a lot better. It happens all the time. And for the non-energy people, let me give you an example. Let's say you made a friend because of a common interest that you had in college. Now that you're in the real world and you're done with college, you don't have this interest anymore. You don't participate in it. But your friend that you made in college still does. Since you have nothing else in common really, why do you need to keep this person around? It doesn't have to be a whole dramatic exit scene. People can kind of just fizzle out, but don't be worried to let old energy go. Please do not. Your better self is honestly just waiting for you to get there. There's so many opportunities. There's so many options of who you could be. It's really just a decision away. And then just let things kind of happen. Understand that none of this is really personal and it's not an attack towards you. Just kind of think of it as people haven't caught up to you just yet. You are changing who you are based on a split-second decision sometimes, and other people need time and sometimes even proof to be on the same page as you. That's not a reflection of you. So don't get caught up in what other people are saying, what other people are thinking. It's really important to create boundaries and set boundaries with yourself and with others. You need to stay consistent and you need to stay disciplined. The very last thing that I want to talk about is having love throughout the process. You need to show yourself love as you're going along. How progress is made and how growth is made is small incremental steps, and eventually you'll get to the next milestone. But to get to that next milestone, you're making smaller strides to get there. The best way for you to see your own personal growth or progress is to ask yourself if you want to be the person that you were X amount of time ago. Would you want to be the person that you were a year ago? Would I want to be the person I was last week? That will answer whether you've made progress. I definitely recommend you see the growth and progress in yourself and you celebrate it because you totally deserve that. Now, if you've made it to the end of this video, I want to thank you for making it all the way through. I hope you learned something. I hope this was comforting for anyone that needed to hear it. If you liked the video, please like below. Please consider subscribing. Comment down below what you are currently working on. I would love to hear and talk to you about it. And that is all for today's video. As usual, gonna send y'all off with love. Bye. Love y'all.